Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Mandy and I love skincare. Truly love skincare. Makeup was my first passion and always will be a passion of mine. It is my literal job outside of YouTube, but skincare has just become to mean so much to me and what it can do for our skin, and in turn what it can do for our skin as far as how it looks under makeup, because I've always said your makeup will only look as good as the skin that's underneath. I've been talking a lot lately about how I have been having some dry skin. It is currently at bay, and that has a lot to do with the routine I'm about to show you. I am 44 years old. I typically have normal skin, but when it is very cold outside and the indoor heating kicks in, my skin turns drier for sure. So I'm just gonna show you a couple of steps and a couple of products that have really helped aid in that. First, I'm gonna show you the device that I am using tonight, and this portion of the video is in partnership with CurrentBody. I have been a partner with them for a very long time, and for good reason. I am a huge believer in red light therapy. And the last time I spoke about CurrentBody, I was talking about their brand new Series 2 mask, and I am still using it. So this is basically just an updated how I have been liking this mask, what it's been doing for me, what it is in case you're new to this mask and or my channel. And this is the first step in my skincare routine after I wash my face. What is this? This is a red light therapy mask, and what sets this one apart from other red light therapy masks on the market is that it has 3 wavelengths. So it has red light, which helps stimulate collagen production at the surface of the skin. It has near infrared light, which helps go a little bit further in the skin to energize the cells, to help firm and tighten and brighten the skin. And then it also has the addition of deep infrared light, which sets this one apart from other masks. The deep infrared goes even further into the skin, the deepest of all of the wavelengths, where aging is more pronounced, and it helps boost that collagen at that level of the skin. Another thing that sets this apart is the shape. It is definitely more flexible. It is easier to not only put on the face, but also to stay. These thicker straps and the addition of this chin area right here really help it stay in place. So it is the mask out of all of the ones that I've tried that I can literally walk around the house and do all my stuff while I am doing this treatment if I wanted to, and it's not gonna go anywhere. How I use this, I have found that my sweet spot for red light is every other day, and I choose to use it at night. You can use it in the morning or at night. Is a simple 10-minute treatment. Once you turn it on, the timer starts and it turns off automatically at 10 minutes. I will either lay down and use that time to rest at the end of the day, or like I said, I will go about and do my normal routine. There is eye protection in this, and it also comes with a Veritace card, which is something that you can scan on your phone, and it will take you to your specific mask and all the testing that was done to ensure that it is the best it can possibly be. Very easy to use. I simply adjust the straps to the size of my head. It's very comfortable. Turn it on, do the 10 minutes, take it off, and I'm good to go for the rest of my routine. The results that I have seen the most from using red light, which I have been incorporating into my skincare routine now for at least 2 years, if not longer, are not only smooth skin, it does help the texture of my skin. When I had my very broken barrier last year and when I had my fungal acne, it did help reduce that because there are healing properties in red light wavelengths as well. But I think the #1 result that I've seen is a reduction of redness in my skin, just overall. If you go back to watch some of my videos from years ago where I'm getting ready and you see my skin, I had a lot more redness that I have now, and I attribute that to using red light therapy. So many amazing benefits. It does work on dry skin. It doesn't make it drier, but honestly, even if you don't have dry skin and you just want to amp up your winter routine in preparation for summer skin, this is a great way to do it. So I do have a code with CurrentBody that will get you 10% off the retail price. I will have that listed down below, along with the link where you can check this out. I am gonna put up a before and after, right before using the mask and right after, so you can see it just really enhanced the brightness of my skin in as little as 10 minutes. So you can only imagine what it is gonna do with consistent use over months and years. But seeing as that is the first step in my skincare routine, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into what I do before that to cleanse my face and after that to finish off the routine. So if you wanna see what I do every single night as my ritual, let's jump in. Oh wait, I do need to preface something very quickly. I do this every skincare video, but even saying it, I still get comments. And I'm telling you this right now, this is a self-care ritual for me. This is my time to take care of myself. I enjoy every second of it. The longer, the better. Do you need all these steps? No. Do you need all these products? No. I get sent a ton of products. I don't want to waste them. I try them out. I use them on my face. I use them on my body, or I give them to friends and family. But that is why I have so many products. That is why I have so many steps. I also buy a lot of things because I'm interested in how they work and if I will like them. But I am not telling you you need all of these steps. And again, I'm still gonna get a comment on this. Who in their right mind is gonna do this many steps? Who has this much money to do these many steps? I know people personally that have twice this many steps in their routine. What works for you may be different than what works for me. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm simply telling you what I do. So now we can get into the routine. Okay, so I just got done with my red light mask, and I'm gonna go over real quick what I did before that at the sink. So I have been taking off my makeup a couple of different ways. I typically use a micellar water, at least for the past, about a year. That has been my makeup remover of choice. However, I feel like when my skin is dry, I really do benefit from using a balm. It just adds a little bit more moisture to the skin even after I wash it off. So I have been rotating between two balms. The first is Versed Cleansing Balm. And Versed is a very affordable skincare line. This says eucalyptus and vitamin E. Doesn't really smell like eucalyptus. In fact, I don't smell anything at all, but it definitely does the job. And then this one is a little bit more expensive. It's from Then I Met You. It's the Living Cleansing Balm. And this one just feels a little bit more luxurious too. It does have a little bit of a fresher smell, but it's not something that lingers or that I feel like is added in any kind of bad way. You don't need much of this to get the job done. And that goes for both of them. And they're both very easy to rinse off after I've emulsified it with water. I do not like a balm where I feel like the film is still left on my skin. I don't have an issue with those at all. I have been trying really hard to concentrate on one cleanser in the morning and one cleanser at night and not switch between cleansers because I feel like I will never finish one if I do not just commit to one. So I have not been using anything else, and until this is done, I'm not going to. This is the Pavese Gentle Amino Power Wash. It is a serum cleanser for waterproof makeup and sunscreen. So technically I could have used this as my makeup remover, but I prefer using this as my cleanser. This provides a gentle exfoliation, very gentle. I use it every single day. I do not feel like it strips my skin or compromises my barrier in any way. And I do really, really like this. It's like a gel foaming, but not stripping wash. It is not the cheapest either. This one was actually sent to me, so I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to repurchase it. The thing with cleansers is I rarely ever have to decide whether I'm going to repurchase one because I always have a cleanser. There is no worries of me running out. So by the time I go through every single cleanser I have, if I'm still thinking about this one, then yes, I'll repurchase it, but that's going to be a long time from now. However, I am enjoying it right now. Now, this is probably the biggest, most important step in my routine for dry skin, and it is an essence/toner step. There are people who say you don't need it. There are also people who say that you shouldn't use a toner because they're still thinking about the Seabreeze toners from back in the 90s that are like more like astringents and definitely can mess with the pH of your skin. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about a good old-fashioned hydrating toner and essence. I have 5 that I rotate through, and I typically use 3 a night. Now, before anybody is like, you don't need 5. No, you absolutely don't need 5. You don't even really need 1. I do. I need 1, and I could use 1 and layer it on my skin 3 to 4 to 5 times for extra hydration. But some of these were sent to me some of them I bought and I just love this step. So I choose to do 3 to 4 steps of toner a night. It happens that I use 3 to 4 different ones, but you don't have to do that, okay? Let me go over the ones that I'm gonna use tonight, and then I'll talk about the 2 that I didn't use. The first and one that I use every single night and every single morning, no questions asked, is the Sukoyata Suhada Urea Moisture Lotion. This is my favorite essence / toner ever for hydration. Oh my goodness, I just love it so much. It feels like you're putting water on your skin and you're like, I'm not doing anything. Well, you are. I promise you are. You know how I know that it's doing something is because I went through a couple of months of not having one of these and I just felt like my skin was the worst for it. So now I always have one. I buy 3 at a time so that I can have a backup. I bought this little cheap little fan off Amazon and I use that in between my steps because I'm extra and I can, to kind of dry down each layer of toner. I don't have to do that, but sometimes I'm like, let's get through this, and I don't want to wait too long for that to almost dry down before I go on with the next one. The next one tonight is going to be from Chantecaille. This is their newest, I believe, skincare edition, and it's the 24 karat gold essence intense. This was sent to me. It is a beautiful bottle. It is a beautiful essence, okay? I love how it has this little, if I can get the right, this little top on it so that nothing spills out as you take the top off and on. It's a little bit thicker and it has the Chantecaille rose smell, but you know what this really smells like? It's not as rosy as like their rose water or some of their creams. It almost smells like Andrea Mac Pavilion or Maison Francis Kurkdjian Oud Satin Mood. It's like a jammy rose. It is very, very, very hydrating. It is also very, very, very expensive. And I don't quite know that I can bring myself to spend that much money on an essence to repurchase it. I'm very, very grateful they sent it to me and I have been highly enjoying it. I just don't know if I can bring myself to repurchase. But again, this might be one of those ones that when I stop using it, like the Urea Moisture Lotion, I miss it. So we shall see, but this is gonna last a very long time. This is a 150 ml bottle. I've been using it ever since probably about a week before it launched, and that's all I've used. And then the third one I'm gonna use tonight is my Astura Auto Barrier 365 Hydro Essence. I've talked about this a lot. I've gone through one of them. I'm about this far into this one. I told myself this one is like more of a milky, thicker, so I always have it go on last with my essences. When I finished that last one, I was like, I know I bought another one, and I couldn't find it for the longest time. And I was like, well, I'm just losing my mind because that tends to be happening more often than not lately. And maybe I didn't buy another one. And then I was looking for something else in my backup cabinet and there it was. It was like Christmas. But this one is full of ceramides and really good hydrating, moisturizing ingredients, just like the Astura 365 cream. And you know what I said? I was only going to use 3, and just because I want to, and because I know someone's going to say something about it, I'm going to use 4 because I can. I'm going to use the Stratia Aqua Factory Hydrating Toner. This is also a toner that has urea in it. It has moisturizing factors, beta glucan. It is a little bit thicker as well, despite looking watery. Even when you pour some out onto your hand, it looks watery, but you can feel the viscosity of it when you apply it. So again, you do not have to use anything I'm using, but if you have a hydrating toner that you like and you've only been using it as one step, try layering it on over and over again, letting it dry down a little in between. I think you're really going to be happy with the results if you have dry skin. It's just a little something special. The only other toner that I am using at the moment that I did not use tonight is from Tier. This is the Milk Skin Toner Light. So you can see I'm about halfway done with this. TierTier sent me a big box of skincare. They sent me the original and the light. The original has too much niacinamide in it for my skin. It kind of burns. I just can't do as much as some other people can. This one is a lighter version and doesn't have as high a percentage of niacinamide, so I can use this with no issues, and it's great. I have no complaints. So despite my face looking like it may be wet, it's really not. It's all sunk in and ready for the next step, which is my copper peptides. The copper tripeptide and ectoin advanced repair serum from Allies of Skin is one of my favorite skincare products ever, hands down. This is 2% ectoin, 2% copper lysine complex, 2% acetyl hexapeptide 8 complex, and 1% copper tripeptide complex. I thought I wasn't gonna slip up on that, but I did. I use 1.5 pumps. This is blue, and that is the copper. If you have a copper peptide serum that claims it has copper peptide in it, but isn't a shade of blue, it doesn't have that much copper peptide in it. Notice I'm taking everything down my neck. My décolleté I do separate with other products, but everything I use on my face at night, I take down my neck as well. So this and the next product are my only like treatment products that I use at night. So despite me using a ton of toners and a ton of steps, that's really just for hydration. I've really pared down on the amount of serums that I'm using to treat my skin. Now I am gonna use an eye cream before the next step. This is the Calisum Eye Contour Lifting Cream. I'm not gonna have a routine that doesn't have something from Calisum in it. Calisum and Allies of Skin, I'm putting on my upper lid too because it is meant for that, are two of my favorite skincare companies. Everything they put out, everything they have, I love. Now the reason I am doing this is because my next step is gonna be my tretinoin. I don't take tretinoin up under my eyes. However, I know it can migrate on the skin. So even though I don't put it directly under the eyes, I know it can move up there. So I'm kind of wanting a little bit of a barrier because I really don't want any extra dryness, even though I do not get dryness from this product. This is the Altrino tretinoin, and it is the 0.05%. This also has hyaluronic acid and collagen in it to help aid in hydration while using your tretinoin. And I'm telling you, if you have dry skin or if you have an issue with peeling and getting very dry with tretinoin and you haven't tried this, I highly, highly, highly recommend it because I don't get dry with this at all. At all. If I can curb my dryness from the weather and the indoor heating, which is where it's coming from right now, and right now I really don't have it because of the routine that I have. This does not make it worse. It doesn't contribute to it. It's not a part of it. It is, in my opinion, the best tretinoin for dry skin. So I use about that much and I tap it all over my face, and I do take this down my neck. Not everybody can handle tretinoin on the neck. I go all around my nose, I go all around the mouth because I can handle it. I've been using tretinoin long enough where it doesn't bother me. If you are someone who still gets irritated in those areas, you can put some Aquaphor or Vaseline or something like a very thin layer in those areas before you put on your tretinoin so that that can act as a barrier and you don't get any excess irritation in those areas. Again, my skin is very retinized and I have no issues with that. And I have no issues using this 0.05 all the way down my neck as well. Now at this point, I chill out with my routine. I'll go out and depending on when I did this, I'll make dinner. I will, watch a show with Chad before I come up and finish my routine because I want that tretinoin to have time to sink in and do all the good stuff without disturbing it by putting anything else on top of it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go pick up my daughter from her friend's house. I'm gonna come back, eat something, and then I'll come back on here and finish up my routine. Okay, it has been about 2 hours since I have done the first part of my skincare routine, and I'm gonna finish off with some moisturizer. Depending on how dry my skin feels, I will use 2 different moisturizers, one in the form of like a fluid moisturizer or a very moisturizing essence, and then a moisturizer on top. Even though my skin does not feel that dry right now, I'm gonna show you that step. So I'm gonna go in with the Road Glazing Milk. This is just what it says it is. It's a very milky, hydrating essence. And I just feel like this one's a little bit heavier than some of the other ones that I used earlier. And that's why I choose not to use it necessarily before my serum steps and more use it as like a pre-moisturizer. I also have the Rhode Barrier Butter, which is really nice for face and body. I love the Truology Barrier Restore if I want something lighter weight but still has good moisture. This is good for daytime and nighttime because it works great under makeup as well. I also am rotating through, I'm almost done with this. This is the Xerophyte Wrinkle Defense Barrier Cream. I saw someone talk on Reddit about how this was amazing, so I had to get it. And then of course, my good old Aven Sickle Fate. Now I also sometimes will put in my Allies of Skin. This is the CE15 Bakuchiol Firming Oil. I'll mix it in with a moisturizer if I feel the need. Tonight I'm just going to be using the Sickle Fate as my all over moisturizer. I do not need more than this. Really warm it up in the hands and spread it all over. I did an entire video on this product that I will put up in a card because it deserves its own video. And then I'm just gonna take a tiny, tiny bit like this, rub it in between my fingers and put it under my eyes. This has been just the thing that has been helping my under eyes the most. And two extras I do at the very end is I take an eyelash serum. Right now I am using the Swede eyelash serum, and I do really like this one. I had mentioned before that I didn't really think this was any better than my Scoro Lash, and Scoro Lash is still amazing. It's definitely more affordable than this. However, I do think this shows me a little bit better results, so I do think I might repurchase that one again when this is done. And then lip balm. I'm currently using the Wise Beauty, which is Molly Sims beauty line. You can see I'm almost done. The lip, what is this called? Like a Gloss Hydrating Lip Mask. And it is very glossy and very hydrating. And if I don't look like a glazed donut right before I go to bed, then I didn't do my skincare routine correctly. So that is it, my very long-winded ritual of a skincare routine. For nighttime, I will have all of the products. Whether I use them or mention them, they will all be in the description box linked down below. And don't forget about the discount for the CurrentBody mask. If you are interested in red light therapy, all of that information will be in the description box. Thank y'all so much for watching. I will see you in my next video, and I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.